Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the live stream. Tonight we're going to be carrying on with, you guessed it, development of No Place Like, the JavaScript platformer shooter adventure game with potentially RPG elements in the future. We'll see. Tonight we're going to be continuing on with trying to figure out our second enemy class. We're just going to make some little adjustments and refinements on him, but we're not going to get too bogged down with that because that's what we've been doing the last two streams. And then after that, we're going to move on and fix up a couple bugs in the generic enemy class, and eventually after that, just if we make it that far, we'll start picking issues and diving into them. So, come with me on this adventure. Let's do it. Time to look at my screen. Alright. So this is the one we're working on right now. Issue number 40. Create a new type of small enemy. And I wrote this 9 minutes ago. In progress. Almost there. Or almost done. This stream. Fingers crossed. So, let's boot up our dev server and get going. Except we need to be in the directory would help. So games, no place like, npm run start. Hello viewer, how are you tonight? Right, so here's our game. Open up the JavaScript console, and away we go. So this is our new enemy. As it stands, he... Get out of here, other enemy. We're not interested in you right now. Bounce somewhere else or get shot. Anyways, as you can see to the left of our character, Popo RS, hey, how's it doing, man? You're doing great. You're doing great, and me. I'm doing good. I'm tired, but I'm good. I'm in high spirits. Anyways, as you can see, our new enemy can crawl around, but when he gets to the end of here, where I'm shooting, let's see what happens. Seems to get a little bit confused with the laws of physics and whatnot. He just slowly climbs down the wall of nothingness. And we were really racking our brains on the last live stream to try and figure out a way to get him to move around corners, but for the life of us, we were having a hard time doing it. So I'm thinking a good compromise for this guy for tonight is to get him doing exactly what he's doing and all on the floor, on that wall, on the roof, and on that wall. But then when he gets to this point here, this corner, I think it makes sense for him to just fall to the ground. And on top of that, I would like it so that when he is above the us, the main character, he drops onto us. Those are the goals. So I'm just gonna log those in the tickets, or in the issue, I mean. Let's see, what is it today? It is the 27th of February. So Feb 27 stream goals. We want to make the rotator bot fall when he reaches a corner that, I don't know, when he reaches a corner, let's just say that. We'll know what we mean. And also to make the rotator bot fall when he's above the MC. Alright, so confirmed. Those are our goals. Wait a minute. Oh, you can add a task list? Heyo, that's cool. Oh, neato. I'm gonna just edit this to make it a task list. That's sick. I didn't know that was a thing. I guess like that. See if it works. Ooh, very cool. It's actual checkboxes and you can move them around. How neat. Oh, GitHub. I love you more and more every day. And Microsoft owns them now. Isn't that funny? Microsoft owns GitHub. Who would have thunk it? But they also made VS Code, and VS Code is open source, so getting into the open source game, pretty rad. Alright, so anyways, let's get at it. First things first, we gotta open up our handy dandy editor. Speaking of VS Code. Now, in our rotator bot class, that's just an untitled nothing, we don't need that. Now, this is where the fun begins. We need to find a way of detecting when he's not touching anything. However, the blocked properties were giving us some very inconsistent, not super helpful results in that, as you can see, well, nah, you can't really see it here, but they seem to oscillate between true and false when gravity's enabled, and then when gravity's disabled, which is true and he's climbing up the wall like this, if you disable gravity on the sprite, it just, the blocked properties don't work at all. So, or actually, sorry, I take that back. They do work. My bad. I think that was a rabbit hole I was going down last time that turned out to not be true. And I was stoked on it. How did I mix that up? Oh dear. Anyways. What we need now is a way, yeah, just to detect when he's not, when he's not along an edge. Shoot down this gap. Bam, 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 bam. Anyways, let's see what's happening in his body, if there's anything we can use. See, this is what I'm saying. Blocked none is true, just like all the time now. Yeah, so unfortunately we can't really use that. Check collision. Oh no, that's just a, okay. So yeah, the name of the game is find something we can use to tell when he's just floating, free falling in midair. Or, you know, I'm not going to get too hung up on this. If we can't get this working in like a half decent amount of time, I will move on. I promise. I promise. And also touching is just totally flat out doesn't seem to be working for us at all. And Point Blank Ted thought that perhaps we needed to set the set up a overlap, like add an overlap to overlap detection for the bad guy and the map, but we tried that and it didn't seem to make a difference. So it could still be true, but I mean, as of right now, it doesn't seem to be helping us out too much. On world bounds is false, on overlap is false, on collide is false. Well, I guess just in this instance it's false, but I wonder if that's something we could use. On collide. Let's see. Let's say console.log this.body.on collide. And there was another console log, was there? Nope. Okay. Hey boy, what's up? Long time no talk, Fubar. Alrighty. Bam, 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 bam. Bam. So apparently this is always false, so this isn't really helping us out either. Also, I'm having too much fun shrinking our robots here. Goodbye. Now, anyhow. Yeah, so Fubar, since you joined us, the name of the game is we need a way to detect when this guy right here is touching nothing, like right now. When he's just falling through the air, we need a way to detect that. but we're having a difficult, if near impossible, time to doing it. So it might just have to stay this weird, awkward float through the air for now. I mean, not ideal, but, you know. Yeah. Because all the blocked properties are just basically always returning false. They return true for like a second. You admire how I use Phaser. Thank you, man. That's very nice of you. My plan is to like teach everything I know. So I'm writing tutorials. It's happening. It'll be common knowledge one day, I hope. Well, I mean, common knowledge amongst game developers, I guess. Or web game developers specifically. Common knowledge amongst our quite specific niche, you know? Boom, goodbye. Take him out. So, yeah, you know what? I'm almost at that point where I just want to say, let's just move on, leave it as is. If we have some kind of rotator bot logic, it's sort of something, and really, I guess I could have committed this on the last stream. So, anyways, I'll throw this online right now so you guys can take a look at the live demo. So I don't know how you do it without errors or more difficulty. Errors or more difficulty. So, oh well, thanks, man. I don't know. I really like Phaser because I started game development with Flash ActionScript 2, and Phaser.js reminds me quite a lot of that world. Like, the update function is kind of like on-clip event enter frame. The whole container sprite system is very similar to like symbols and movie clips and that whole thing. So yeah, it's similar to what I like. So that's probably one of the reasons I really enjoy using Phaser. I think that's why my friend recommended Phaser to me a really long time ago, and I think the reason he recommended it to me was because he knows that I come from a Flash background. I'm a Flash person at heart. Anyway, yeah, so let's just get this online. So git status, git diff, so we only commit the stuff we need to. Oh, right, cool. So that would, yeah, that's a neat little addition there. The first thing that we changed here, this debug type of process environment node.environment blah, 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 is just telling it set debug mode when we're on a development machine, but if we're on the production environment, then don't have debug false. So that's just kind of a cool little addition. So now after I commit this, you're not going to see the bounding boxes and the velocity lines and stuff like that anymore on the production environment. So that'll be fun. Anyways, this.load image rotator, yep. So rotator bot, importing him, instantiating him, cool. Pushing him into the array, console logging the background color for some reason, and the main camera also for some reason. Let's maybe clear that out. We don't really need that. So up here, we can delete that. Delete that. Take another look. There we go. And fixing the layering. Oh yeah, right, okay, because we did that too. Cool. When we shoot rotator or any enemies, why don't you destroy the enemy elements? Okay, so the reason that I'm not properly destroying them at the moment is because when you use the destroy function on a sprite, we're tracking all of our enemies. We have them contained in these groups and these arrays. So what happens is the element in that array that represented that one bad guy who died turns undefined. And then when it's undefined, we're still like right here where we're checking for, we're looping over all the enemies for each, and we're doing a hit test on all of them, but we can't do a hit test on something that's undefined, otherwise it'll throw errors. So we could destroy them, but we have to have some way of cleaning the arrays and removing the undefined elements, which we haven't yet figured out a way to do that. So I mean, yeah, I'll put up an issue on GitHub if there isn't one already, and if anyone wants to champion that, they're more than welcome to, because that's a tricky problem. Yeah, it's tricky, man. It's weird. Welcome, new viewer. How's it going? How's it going? So let's just add everything, because it all checked out pretty good. Commit this with an issue number. What number are we on now? 40. Issue 40. Creates new rotator bot enemy and abstracts enemy. Did we do that in this? Maybe we already committed that, but anyways, whatever. I think this is just creating the rotator bot enemy. I don't think this is abstracting the logic. So anyways, let's see. So creates the new rotator bot enemy, and we'll just in brackets, and fixes black sky for issue. We have an issue for this, so I'm going to reference it. 11, opened 27 days ago. Anyways, so yep, creates blah 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 enemy and fixes black sky for issue number 11. Boom. What branch are we on? Kirk enemy 2. Perfect. Git push origin Kirk 40 enemy 2. Ba-da-bam. Give that 1 second, and actually, yeah, the rest will happen on GitHub. I like how I made these goals, and then I was like, nah, let's work on something more fun. This is getting old. So yeah, creates new rotator bot enemy and fixes black sky. Shows up, great. Let's head over to the code and do a pull request. So compare and pull request, and we'll say creates kinda new enemy. Could use improvement in the future. Ship it. Create pull request. Now that's got some automated tests that's going to run, so we'll just let it do its thing. And in the meantime, check out master. So we're ready to pull the changes when we merge those in. And let's open up the issues so we can take a look at some other stuff that needs doing. Generic enemy class, we've already effectively done that with creating our new enemy. And sky turn black is going to be closed out in a minute here. Just as soon as we merge this in. You know what, I'm not even going to wait for these tests. Let's just merge it in. Done. Boom. Pull request successfully merged and closed. Wonderful. So now we can close out some issues. So create new type of small enemy. Oops. I meant to say comment and close, but whatever. Okay, so that's done. Generic enemy class is effectively done. Although, I could be wrong, but I think there might be an error right now that we should probably fix before we close this out. Let's just check. Am I pushing the game on itch? No. What I'm doing... Oops, actually, hold on a second. No, what I'm doing is, I'll show you here. We've got a full like build and deploy system all set up using Netlify and GitHub. So what happens is, you see we just merged that branch into master. So anything that gets committed to master, anything that shows up here gets sent off to Netlify and gets built. And then what ends up happening is, if you give it like a minute or two just to do the build, we have a baller we have this. A URL that it automatically deploys to. Bum, bada, bum. Woo. So yeah, that's whatever's on that URL is the bleeding edge, cutting edge, bleeding whatever version of our game. So all the latest code that's on master is on that URL within like minutes. So yeah, do feel free to play around with the game and test it out. It should work on, yeah, you know Netlify. Cool, man, yeah. Netlify's sick, dude, I love it. But yeah, so it should work on your phone, on your computer, whatever. So let's find a new issue to work on, shall we? Oh, wait, no, sorry. I was going to test if there was a bug. Let's do that really quick first. We're on master, so just npm run start. Alrighty. Reload that really quick. I'm pretty sure if we touch this guy right now, it'll error. Yeah, so it's trying to call enemy.jumprandom, which is not a function, because this jumprandom is a function that belongs to this guy. So that just means it's something that we didn't abstract properly when we were creating the enemy class. So somewhere in here it's calling jumprandom, which it shouldn't be. Is it? Oh, interesting. Okay, maybe it's in our rotator bot. Whoopsie daisies. Are we calling jumprandom in here? Uh-oh. Dun dun. This issue suddenly goes deeper than I thought. Ah, it's in the collision detection. Oh dear. Okay, so new plan. We need to have a yeah, this bug's a little bit trickier than I thought. Maybe by looking at you more often, Phaser will not have any more secrets for me, says Fubar. I hope so, man. I hope my tutorials can be helpful. Thank you for looking at that one the other day, by the way. I know there were some errors with it still, some bugs, but I'm fixing everything and it should be ready like any day now. And it'll be ready on Medium whenever I do post it, and I'll post links all over the place so you won't miss it. Anyways, so let's get our, yeah, this is in here, where, is it in here? No. This is the enemy collider with our bullet. We want the enemy collider with our dude, which is probably in level? Oh no, that's, yeah, bullet emitter again. Yes, here it is. Update scene. Enemy.jumprandom when we get hit by the bad guys. So let's just change this to enemy.attack, which can be like a generic attack function that every enemy has, and every enemy does differently. So for the not rotator bot, we want the jumper bot. So for the jumper bot, his jump random will be his attack function. With me so far? So he'll have an attack function. The rotator bot will also have an attack function. And the attack function is what gets called when the bad guy hits our character. And so every type of enemy robot has to have an attack function, basically. So his attack function for now, I don't know, let's just like alert, say, attack, just to make sure it works. And then we'll delete this because that's obviously a pretty bad user experience. So ready? Attack! Freeze the whole game. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, what have we done? Oh, it's not even letting me okay, don't let it hit us again. No, 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 no! Damn it. Oh, Hey, he's not hitting us. Cool. Okay, and also I'm stuck in the wall. Okay, there we go. Whew. Bless, that was dangerous. Whew. Alright, so let's definitely get rid of that code because we don't want it. Oh, but let's just make sure these guys still work as well. They should jump off of us. Yep, they do. Perfect. So let's just say, like, eventually he's gonna explode. So eventually he'll explode. Whoops. So should do nothing now. Okay, cool. And boom, they still jump off you. Cool. Oh no, he got me. Oh, but our HP system isn't working anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna add a couple issues here. We'll say hit points system stopped working. Enemies no longer do damage. Okay, so that's an issue that we can work on in a bit. Generic enemy class, now that we've fixed that attack thingamajig, we can close this one out as well. This is good. That one's done, skis. And then what else? Sky turned black, that one we fixed as well. So that one we can close out as well. For reference, number 7 caused this, apparently. But also, we fixed it in this commit, so no big deal. Alright. Yeah, I think we need to start, I need to start adding some more issues. This is, we're running out of stuff to do. Because some of this I have no idea how I'm going to do. Other stuff is stuff that I don't necessarily need to do on a live stream. Other stuff is other stuff, I don't know. So let's figure out some new stuff we can do, shall we? Okay, so shrink rate him. Shrink rate him. I just change up this song. I'm not totally feeling it. Anywho, can I do that from here? Oh, I can. That's good to know. Okay, so anyways, focus. What are we doing? Making a new issue. So I guess, yeah, what would you guys like to see? Is there anything in particular you want to see us do for this live stream? Because we're looking for something new to do, and I'm gonna leave it up to viewer choice here. If you guys want to see more enemies, I can do more enemies. If you want to see a new map, I could do a new map. If you want to see debugging guns and stuff like that, I can do debugging guns. We could even do start working on some other characters and NPCs and stuff too. Whatever we want. I'm gonna add an issue for that though. Add some NPCs to the Africa camp level. It's lonely. We need more people. So that's one thing we could work on. HP system stopped working. We could look into fixing that. And let's keep going. What else can we add? We're in kind of project management mode for a moment here. Let's see, what else would be good? We could look into fixing the bolt pistol, bolt pistol gun, or sprite animation, because that's not currently working. I know that for a fact. Last time I checked, this was throwing a wacky error. Submit issue. So, why don't we start with the HP system not working? Let's do a little bit of debugging, shall we? I'll assign this to myself. Also, I forgot to put a label on it. It's a bug. And we'll throw it in this, the MVP project. I'll just make sure everything else has labels and the right project. Doop, 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 doop. This would be an enhancement. Goes in the project. All right, brilliant. So yeah, let's fix the HP system first. Or, you know, actually, sorry, change my mind on the fly here. Let's fix the bolt pistol animation, because I really would like to see that working. I worked tirelessly on that animation. Not really, just kidding. I worked a little bit on that animation, but I would still really like to see it working. So why is all that modified suddenly? Oh, right, because we have our bug fix. Let's commit that. Number, not a number. Fixes, or let's say adds generic attack function to enemies. Yeah. Push that directly to master, which I really kind of shouldn't do. I should be branching stuff and making a proper issue for everything, blah, 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 but that's okay. That was just a quick bug fix. We don't need to go into all the bureaucracy of creating all that business. So check out a new branch, and this is issue number 45. So we'll say Kirk-45- yeah, I don't know. What do we call it? Let's say Kirk 45. Let's say pistol animation. Cool. New branch. Get status. And great. We can say npm run start to boot up our server. And away we go. Actually, I guess I didn't really need to close that, but whatever, it'll open a new one. Okay, here we go. So, the bolt pistol, even though it's very small, if you look closely right around here, this pistol should have a bolt of electricity kind of going like this, you know? Like this, just like that. And last time I tried to get it working, it was putting up a real fight. So let's try and see if we can get it working, shall we? First up, let's open up our preloader scene, which is where we create the animation right here, bolt pistol idle. Apparently we're using bolt pistol 2, which does exist. We called it bolt pistol 2 for some reason. Probably me trying to fix it in the past. But that's okay. Let's see where we're then implementing it, where we're using it. That would be in the MC Africa fight class, which is extending container, which contains a couple sprites, one for our body and then one for our gun, and also an image for both our arms. And I'm just going to close out the other stuff that we're not using anymore. Keep everything nice and organized. So, let's see here. Right here, bolt pistol 2, config.add sprite, bolt pistol 2. So, down here is probably where we're handling the animation for our dude. This.core.anims.play, blah, 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 blah. So let's say, anims.play. That's what we're looking for. We'll go back up here and we'll say bolt pistol.anims.play, and we'll say bolt pistol 2 true, and let's see if it works or if it decides to blow up. See, now this is where things start to go crazy. Cannot read property first tick of null, get first tick of null. And this is where it's annoying, is because all of these errors come from deep within Phaser. So they're not errors with our code. Well, they must somewhere be us using Phaser wrong, but Phaser isn't throwing us like a helpful error. Instead, it's kind of like exploding somewhere internally with like an uncaught error. It would be really nice if it gave us like some kind of error that was a little bit easier to understand, but you know what, that's okay, it still gives us a lot. So let's first go, okay, so scene manager, boot scene, start, process queue, blah blah blah, new MC Africa fight. So in animation.play is where it's, let's start here, shall we? Throw a breakpoint on that bad boy, and let's just start poking around and see what we can find. Okay, so anims.play, so okay, ignore if playing, start frame, blah blah, equals 0. Ignore if playing true, so let's take a look at the rest of the stack. So, okay. That's where we're saying, that's where we're calling the function, but it doesn't like that we're calling that function. So I just totally uneducated guess right here, but I'm gonna try, instead of calling it in the create function, perhaps we have to call it in the update function. Just a thought, so let's try that. This dot bolt pistol, that's the aim function. Oh, where were we? Ah, my mouse is so annoying. It scrolls me all over the place, and it's kind of hard to predict. So let's just, right up at the top, right under here, I guess, let's say this dot bolt pistol, blah blah blah, dot anims dot play, the rest. And let's remove our breakpoint so we can refresh the page. And still same error, doesn't like it. So something, so cannot get first tick of null in start and this start animation function. So right here, it's trying to get the first tick of this anim object, which is null, and it's see, this is what I'm saying. These errors are like super annoying to debug. I'm sure if I was better at debugging, this would be a little easier, but I'm kind of a debugging noob. Well, I don't know. It's tricky. Life is hard. Deal with it, Kirk. Just talking to myself, don't mind me. But yeah, so anim is being assigned to this dot current anim. This in reference to the instantiation, excuse me, of the animation class, which if we take a look at our call stack, we can probably find where that's being instantiated, or maybe in our console. Let's see. No, see, now that's, oh, cannot read property anims of undefined. Oh, of undefined. Oh. Well, hold on now. That could be entirely the problem, but again, it really shouldn't be though, because I'm sure we're referencing this dot bolt pistol elsewhere in that whole cluster F of code. I'm trying really hard not to swear on these streams, but I have failed several times, and it's difficult. So, well, that's what I'm saying. My mouse scrolls me around like in weird directions. Oh, apparently we're not referencing this bolt pistol anywhere else. Yeah, see, this is it right here. Bug fix, to do, trying to play bolt pistol animation errors. Let's cut it there since we already have it a little further down here. Yeah, I guess it makes sense to do it with all the other animation logic, but bolt pistol.anims.play bolt pistol idle. That's erroring too. Oh, cannot read property frame of undefined, but that's because what's the oh, bolt pistol idle is the name of the function. Oh, was I calling that the wrong thing? I was totally calling the wrong key, my bad. So that's what that error was, but now we've got a different error, so this is just as fun. So let's see, cannot read property frame of undefined. So let's, before we get too far into this, before we pull out all of my short hairs on my head and, you know, jump out the window, let's just console log a few things. Let's not get too deep into the debugger. We'll find a way. We will find a way. So, yeah, okay, so first things first, I want to just say console.log this.bolt pistol. Just confirm that this.bolt pistol is actually a thing. Should be. Okay, it's a sprite. That's good. Now let's say this.bolt pistol.anims. So check what that is. Animation. Okay, so that's the instantiation of animation. Interesting. Now let's just poke around in here and see if we can figure out what's null. Anims. Gonna bring that on over a little bit, just so you guys can see stuff jumping around while I'm doing this. Oh, hello. What is this? Interesting. Bolt pistol idle. Right. That's because we ran into an error in the past where we were using the same key but on a different sprite, but it was still messing up because I guess you need to have unique keys for every single animation because they all get stored in this one object right here. So that's just a pro tip. For those of you using Phaser, always use different keys for your animations. But let's see here. We are interested in the bolt pistol idle animation. Ah, but that's interesting. The frames is an empty array. Whereas in this case, frames is an animation, has an array of animation frames, which would make sense. So there may be something, maybe, I say maybe because this is a rabbit hole I've gone deep down before in the past, but maybe we're messing up here when we're creating the, oh, I see it. Oh my lord. You guys, we figured it out. Look, frames with an S. Frame, no S. Oh my lord. This is gonna work. Million, trillion, bazillion dollars, there will be no error. Yeah, no error. Oh wait, there's no error because yeah, whoops, hang on. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just, we'll confirm this. There might still be an error. There's no error. Oh, look at that. The bolt. Yay. Cool. I just want to speed it up a little bit, but fantastic. Awesome, that's cool. So yeah, let's make it a little bit faster, shall we? So instead of a frame rate of 4, let's give it a frame rate of like 8, double it. There we go. That's alright. Maybe even more than that, like 18. How about that? What's that look like? That's pretty cool. I like it. Kind of cool, hey? It's hard to see when you go outside, but in the cave it's really obvious. I can't believe that it was just one character. Programming is the worst. It's the worst, but also the best. It's my favorite thing and the thing that drives me crazy on a daily basis. But hey, we fixed it. That's amazing. I'm very, very pleased with that. So git status, git diff, git add all. Actually, I'm just gonna, before I do that, delete that comment because we don't really need that. We'll say that works now, so we don't need it. And yes. Right? So true. This is one of the songs I like for sure on this playlist. What is it? Close by Ice Cold. Ice. Oh, that's a good name. Ice Cold. Boom. Alright, anyways, git commit dash m number, what branch are we on? 45, or ticket issue, whatever. Issue 45. 1 care Victor fix. Ship it. Ship it. Ship it. And one more for good luck. Ship it. Boom. Git push. Origin. What branch are we on? Git branch. Git push. Origin. Kirk dash 45 dash pistol dash animation. There we go. I can spell. Alright, cool. So let's have a look at this on GitHub. There it is. Character fix. Ship it, ship it, ship it, ship it, ship it. Whoopsie daisies. I put git. What? I accidentally committed a bunch of commands. You're gonna go make a coffee. See you soon. Yeah, sounds good, Fubar. See you when you get back. Wow, I accidentally committed a bunch of commands. How long does that? Okay, just 2. Could be worse. Oh derp. When I derp, I herp. Anyways, let's merge that wacky pull, make a wacky pull request out of that commit, and yep, very weird. Disregard the commit message. I'm a professional. Alright, cool. Create pull request. Boom, boom, boom. And just merge it in. We're not going to bother with those automated tests. They take too long. That's fine, right? Just skip the automated tests because they're too slow. It's probably fine. And there's our commit in master, so that should be making its way over to the production URL shortly, and you'll be able to see that animated gun in all its glory. So anyways, fix the bolt pistol sprite animation is Done. It was only one character. Hot damn. Alright, closing comment. Boom. Done. It was only one character. Hot damn. So, back to the issues. So, we can add some NPCs to the Africa camp level, or we could fix the HP system stopped working. I'm actually, for once, feeling in a debuggy mood, so I kind of want to tackle the HP system stopped working bug. Let's see if we can fix this. So the bug here is, if I just do all my due diligence, making a new branch and whatnot, just give me 1 second. Get status, pistol animation. So we want to go get checkout master, and we want to say git pull origin master to get the latest on our local machine, and say git, no, po, git po, git po, git push. No, not git push. What am I saying? Git checkout dash B. Again, what issue number is this? I think 40. Yeah, 43. So checkout dash B Kirk dash 43 dash HP broken. So now we can say npm run start. We're on a fresh branch. We're good to start developing. Boom. Let's get at it. So the problem, it's a little bit hard to see since we changed, you know what, hold on. I'm gonna change something so we can actually see what we're doing here. Where on earth would that be? Oh Lord. Did I put it in the MC Africa fight class? Text? I don't think so. I think I put it in the scene, so let's check level. We'll say text, yes, HP text, here we go. So we want color, we're gonna change that over to black, just so we can actually see the text. There we go. So you can see, damn it. You can see in the top left corner, we have a 5 out of 5 HP points, hit points. And in theory, you can see when we hit the jumping robots, if you hit them dead on in the center, they'll jump off of you. That, when they jump off of you, should be doing 1 damage to us. So like right here, when he goes boink off my head, that should take away 1 damage, 1 HP out of our 5. And then when you run out of HP, you should, in theory, die. So what I think I'm gonna do, I have an idea for this actually already. This could be kind of cool. So in our enemy, not enemy actually, in our jumper bot class. Jumper bot? No, in our Africa camp level? No. No, wait, maybe it is level. It is level, okay. In our level, we're reducing the HP by, oh, that's interesting. We're, HP is tracked not on the character. It's not as attached to our sprite. It's attached to our scene, which is kind of not so hot. But yeah, I'd rather have that be attached to the bad guy, or to the good guy. Sorry, to our this.mc is who should have the HP. So MC Africa fight. Let's go up to our initialization here. And we'll have, yeah, so max HP is 5, HP equals max HP, so we've already even got it in there ready to go. We just need to use it instead of the new one, instead of the this one here. Where are we updating the text is my question. HP text. This is just setting the scroll factor and the depth. Africa camp maybe? HP text? Yes. Right here. Oh, so we are, okay, funny. So we are using the MC. Oh, that's the bug. Okay, so we found the bug. Whoopsies. The bug is that we're reducing the scene's HP when we should be reducing the character's HP, but I have a different idea. We're going to pass this.mc, so we're going to pass a reference to the sprite into the attack function of each of our enemies, and then each of our enemies is going to handle however much HP they want to take away individually. Pretty cool. I think this will do just fine. So we'll say attack, and now we're receiving MC, and we'll just say mc.hp minus minus. So he does 1 damage just like everyone else. And in our jumper bot, we'll say in his attack, all that stuff is fine, but at the bottom, we're also going to take away 1 HP. Or mc.hp, not MC Africa, mc.hp minus minus. Not minus minus minus, just minus minus. Doobie-doo. MC. Boom. Hey, Foobar. Welcome back. Yeah. Ha. Foobar. That just triggered my Hey Google. Oh, so did that. But, yeah. I said Hey Foobar, and Google was like, what? Ooh, apparently there's a new code mentor request. But I get about 1 trillion of those emails per day now, which is irritating. Uh-oh, cannot read HP of undefined. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Which one is that? Jumper bot. HP of undefined. Attack should be defined. Oh, but it's not because... Oh. Ah, actually, we do want a jump random, and jump random is going to contain this stuff. Jump random, and we'll say in attack, we'll say this dot jump random, and then minus the HP. So that it all should be fine. Yeah, funny, hey? So let's see. Does he damage us? Oh, he kills us real fast. So apparently don't touch that guy or you'll die instantly. And there you go. They jump, they hit you, they do 1 damage, and then eventually, if you lose all your HP, it resets the scene, and boom, we restart. So now these guys are actually a threat. They can hurt us. Good, very good. But not if we have our handy dandy shrink ray bolt electricity gun thing. We can mess them up real good. We can put a F in their whole day. Coolio. So that was also a fairly easy bug fix. Man, we're on fire tonight. Good thing we moved on from that enemy right at the start, hey? So get status, get diffio, diff, get diff, diff to diff. HP text, just changing it to black, switching up the attack system and passing in our guy, jumping randomly off of the guy. Oh, rebuilding to the jump random function and creating a separate attack function that calls jump random and also reduces the HP, and yeah. And the attack function on the rotator bot just basically drains your HP and kills you, so that's fine. Alright, so get status, get add all, get commit, -m, number 43, actually. I can tell that by looking at the branch number. I should do that more often. Fixes broken HP system and improves for various enemy damage levels. Git push origin Kirk 43 HP Rokon. Boom. And new branch, good to go. Let's take a look, make sure it was referenced, and indeed it was. Compare and pull request. Okay. Merge pulley request. Pull request successfully merged and closed. Thank you, GitHub. And there it is on master. Cool. So that should be on the live demo any minute now. Just give that a few seconds and we will be good to go. Now let's check out master and pull from origin just so we have that latest commit on our local machine, or merge or whatever. And I guess merge makes a commit, but anyways. So we're gonna make a new branch, but we don't know what yet because we don't know what we're working on. Excellent. So let's say OHP. Oh yeah, we get the glorious job of getting to close this. Ship it. Ship it. Dun 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 dun. Wonderful. Closed. Issues. So now we can add some NPCs to the Africa camp level. We could draw some new characters, which might end up taking a long time because I typically am a very slow drawer. But yeah, we can do that. We can move on to something else. Wall run system would be pretty fun to add, but I'm kind of feeling making some non-playable characters and starting to actually flesh out our first level a little bit. I think that'll be kind of fun. So why don't we do that? Unless anyone has any objections, that's what we're moving forward with. So, kidoki, let's go. Open this up. It's lonely, we need more people, says the issue. So, git check out dash b Kirk dash issue 44 dash NPC. Let's just say some NPCs. Some, or just NPCs, whatever. We know what we're talking about. NPCs. Ben Helverson, hey man, how's it going? Glad to see you're back. How are you doing today, good sir? npm run start to boot up our dev server. Coffee is running dangerously low in my SpongeBob mug. This is important. You just there you go. Very important. Coffee levels dangerously low. Waste this sucker. Boom. Boom. I said boom. Just woke up from a nap. Nice, dude. Oh, hey, JL. How's up? How's it going, man? What's it going? How's it going? It's only 10:35. Wow. We've gotten a lot done for an hour and a half. It's actually pretty solid. But yeah, Ben Halverson, naps are truly the greatest thing ever. I desperately need one today. Or needed one today. Didn't get one. And, you know. That's just life, I suppose. Anywho. Let's see. So what should our first NPC be? I had an idea for one character that would live in our camp level. I was thinking it would be cool to have like a character that you go out into the world. Did I figure out the issue from last night, says JL. Not really. We have like, I basically just said whatever and we're moving on and this is good enough. If you see this guy, he'll climb the wall, he'll climb the roof, he'll climb down, but then he'll just slowly fall and then he'll keep going around like that in a circle or a square, I guess. But yeah, anyway, we didn't really fix it. We kind of just Band-Aid solutioned it and said it's fine and just moved on. But since moving on, we've been making massive progress, so that's wonderful. But yeah, what should our first NPC be? Oh, you were streaming earlier also. Neat, Ben Halverson. What do you stream? Are you a game dev streamer as well? Anyways, yeah, so I'm thinking our first NPC should, okay, I'm just gonna, hold on just give me 1 second here. So, for our first NPC, I was thinking it would be neat if we had a character who's kind of like this, super baller, like, engineer dude with, like goggles and, like, a big beard, the whole bit. And what he does is he chills in a corner in a cave somewhere in our camp level in the first, like, sort of safe zone. And what he's going to be good for is you go out into the world, into the, like, chaos world, and you find, like, bits and pieces of random, like, chunks of metal or wire or batteries, or just you find junk, basically, just junk. And you bring him junk, and then he turns that junk and he creates guns with it, and whatever, like, pieces of junk you mix and match result in different guns that you get in the game. Could be cool. So I think that's who we should create first. I like the idea of that character. And Ben Halverson says, nah, app dev. Cool, man. App dev's fun too. What do you use for that? Are you a React guy? Are you an Angular guy? Are you, like, native app development? What's your deal? I personally love creating apps with React. Or I really want to try React Native, but, you know, and thumbs up, says Ben Halverson. Sweet, let's do it. So, of course, first thing we're going to need is we're going to need a, like, drawing of our guy. So, time to head on over to GIMP and blow the dust off of... excuse me, blow the dust off of my sweet drawing tablet. Cool. And actually, far more important, before we do any of that, I need a little bit more coffee. So I will be right back in just uno momento. Give me one thing. And Ben Halverson says JavaScript, all the things. Word, dude. React Native is really bad, says JL. Oh, that sucks. That's a bummer. I heard good things. Anyways, I'll be right back. Keep chatting, though. Need that. Coffee is a la microwave. Anyways, let's create a new thingamajig. 1080 sounds just fine to me. Or actually, let's, since we're creating a character, why don't we swap that around? We'll say 1080 by 1920. Much better. Cool, be right back, coffee beat. Oh, kiddly diddly dokely mokely doki. Doki? I don't know. Oh, what's going on? Let's see. So, React is... Okay, hold on. Let's hear about React Native. Okay, what's JL? What do you got to say? I want to see this. It's super hard to get the tools working, and every day you encounter new random issues with build. Ah, that's good to know, because that's sort of like what it's supposed to be streamlining is the build process. So that's kind of a bummer to hear. But, I mean, it is still in or last time I checked, it was still very beta. So, I mean, it was 0 point something. So hopefully it gets better. And Ben Halverson, you said, I've used Angular and React when I was at an ad agency. Right on, dude. I like React more than I like Angular, but in all fairness to Angular, I've only used version 1 of Angular, so I know it's gotten a lot better, or I've heard it's gotten a lot better since then. And maybe I'll give it another try one day, but anyways, we'll see. Alright, time to draw some stuff. So I kind of envision this character like sitting down and maybe just like moving his arms a little bit. So let's create a sketch layer first of all. Sketch. Ba-dink. And in our sketch layer we can draw, you might have guessed it, a sketch. So that's all fine, but the opacity will turn down to like 50. That's good. So let's draw some circles for our character to begin with. So, well, this is going to be roughly his dome. I think we're going to give him a chrome dome, so something like that, but imagine plus a beard. Give him a dot about there for his chest. Then that, and then we already have to move stuff up, so whoopsie daisies. Let's go like that, and go like that, and go like that. Move it way up. Let's just, yeah, why would I not start at the top? That's like the logical thing to do. Since we're working down. Anyways, drop that to the sketch layer, and I don't remember if I did like a child size body for the main character, or if I did like an adult size body. I do this based on how many, like, what I'm doing here is I'm taking a head, I'm drawing a head, or a rough shape of a head, and then I'm measuring down roughly the height of the head once, draw a dot, again, draw a dot, and then again, but I'm reducing it a little bit here because I'm picturing his spine a little bit bent because he's sitting down. But anyways, this is my method for drawing peoples. I totally got it. This is not an original method. I got this off of an art tutorial. I'll find a link for it and post it somewhere sometime, but it's solid. Anywho, let's draw him fiddling with a gun or something. Or, well, I mean, first of all, we got to draw his body and stuff, so. This guy doesn't need to be like super jacked, not like our MC. He could have like a little bit of tone to him, or a little bit of flesh, but I'm also gonna zoom in because like I'm pretty generally bad at drawing zoomed out really far. And even that's a little bit too much, so yeah, let's stick to 1D. Oops, that's way too early. Oh, no. Nope, 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 it's all terrible. Kind of a lumpy shoulder, but it'll do for now. So you make kind of a banana shape, or it's more of a banana shape when they're from the side. This is going to be sort of he's going to be sitting facing forward, so, I mean, you know, he's less banana shapey than most, but anyways, let's draw out the dot placement for his legs. And the trick for drawing the legs is you start at the last dot in the body as kind of like the I don't know, sternum or whatever that's called. That's probably not sternum, don't take my word for that. But anyways, and you measure half of the entire guy. So you take this and you cut it in half, so like roughly there. So about that much space, like from here to about here. And I really just eyeball it, but that's the space to the toes. So because his toes are going to be, he's going to be sitting cross-legged, is how I'm imagining him. His first heel could be roughly there. And his foot could be kind of maybe like that. And his first knee could be sticking out kind of over here. And then this all makes sense, I promise. His other heel could be here, and his foot could be kind of going under the first foot. And then other knee could be sort of like that. And yeah, that's enough for us to draw. So kind of maybe just give him some knobbly knee things here. And we'll say start kind of, whoops, what am I doing? Start kind of on the butt area and go out to, or, what, gosh, come on. Wow, what am I doing? Good lord. I don't know how to use keyboard shortcuts at all, apparently. That's kind of maybe, that's looking a little funky when we do it like that. So something like that comes around, but actually it's going to be going more like that. And then that's his foot like that. Heel kind of like, yeah, that was most of it was good. I shouldn't have control Z'd that whole thing. Anyways, so foot, something like that for a heel, not quite. Something like, nope. It's just, nah. Kind of like there, and then a muscle, and the rest of his leg kind of coming into his butt, and definitely makes him look like he's got a wiener hanging out, but it's kind of maybe give him a bit of padding here so he looks less danger zone-y, and just do the same thing on the other side. I feel like when I'm doing these like drawing streams, I should just be like basically like imitating Bob Ross. But like I also don't want to diss Bob Ross because he's chill. Okay. So foot's kind of more sideways in this on this angle, so kind of like that, and then his heel would kind of ball out about here. No, that's a bit much. That's something like that. We made his other leg a little bigger, so we'll do this one too. And then get his other leg coming back in. Those are looking a little short, aren't they? Those are some short legs. I mismeasured that for sure. But that's okay, that's kind of an easy fix. We'll just, zoom in, but not that much. Come on down. We'll erase the heck out of all this. We'll make that brush way bigger. Like, this every time. Every time I try and use the buttons on my pen. Let's do it like that. Okay, anyways, erase that and make it extend it out a little bit longer. Basically, yeah. So it was probably, yeah, because I guess the legs would be more crisscross, right? Like one leg would cross over the other, so 10. So the first one's probably not a little further, like down here or something. And then his foot. And then his other one can even just be tucked right in behind. So let's just draw the first leg. Not quite what I'm going for. A little bit out, a little bit back in, straight down to the ankle. Foot out. Oopsies. Foot out. Foot, something like that, and more out, and kind of skinny ankle for sort of a largish dude, but whatever. That's something like that. Let's just take a look from the zoomed out scale just to make sure it looks about right size. And that's looking a little bit better already, so cool. Again, this is just the rough sketch. This isn't what our actual final dude's gonna look like. No, madam. So kind of following along from there and down and like that, and sort of tucked in. Sort of show the ankle, or the heel, I guess. Anyways, D's. That looks a little funky. Let's just fix that up. We want the shape of his leg to sort of at least be good here. We don't need to show anything else, but there, something, that's even a little excessive. Let's go kind of like that. See how that looks. Kind of looks like he's got one leg smaller than the other, but you know what? I'm just going to leave it for now. Maybe we can fix it up a little bit when we do the actual each body part. Because we are going to assign each body part to its own layer, so we can export each image separately, import each body part into Synfig, and then rig it all up and do the armature animation and all that fun stuff in Synfig. If we get that far tonight. Like I said, I'm a slow drawer. Alright. So let's give him some arms now, shall we? Or I guess we gotta dot out his arms first. So shoulder here, something like that. That's a little bit messy, something like that. Shoulder here, and we've got this kind of awkward shoulder shape on this side, but whatever, we can fix that up later. Then the trick for arms, as I was told by an awesome tutorial that I'll find and link, was you measure down to about a little past the waist from the shoulder, and that's where his elbow will be if it's like straight down, which for the sake of our guy, when we first draw him, it will be. We're going to ship it. Yeah, ship it. Ship it's my favorite emoji on GitHub. I wonder if it does anything on... Oh, dude, if I ever get subscription, if I ever make Twitch affiliate, I'm so gonna bring over the ship it emoji for my custom emojis. That's a promise right there. Anyways. Might be a little too far, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Let's put it about there. About there. Perfect. We got a boat. And then his hand. This is kind of awkward because it's now overlapping his leg, but his hand would start about there. It's equal from... forearm and bicep are generally equal length, at least in the land of Kirk drawings, and hand can go to about here to here, and thumb something like right there, and so on and so forth. And then we'll do the same on the other arm. And the reason we're drawing his arms straight down like this is because we're going to be importing this into a different program later, and we're going to be giving him a skeleton, and then we're going to be animating him based on moving his skeleton. So we want arms to start straight, so we can then later bend them into poses. It's very, very cool, and I only recently just discovered how to do that, and it was game-changing for me. Honestly, changed the game. Ha! Changed this game. It was game-changing. Get it? It changed the game. Alright, so now let's draw out some slightly beefy arms for this guy, but he is more of a tinkerer type than a bulky soldier kind of guy. So he'll have buff-ish arms, but not hella buff arms. That's what I was thinking. So round out a little down to his elbow, which his elbow, we can give him a little bit of an elbow nub, like so, and then down to his, oh wow. That's what I honestly find the hardest with this drawing tablet, is the hardest thing is drawing straight lines. Good lord. Yikes, okay, so there's got to be a better way to do this. Let's... There we go, that's alright. And his hand. Go like that. And have like a thumb like that. And come on back around and make a thin-ish wrist, and then again, not super macho, but a little macho. That's just looking wacky now, so it looks like he's got a barbed wire arm, so let's just do what we're doing everywhere else. And but also, I feel like at this point my art style is a little bit on the messy side, so if the lines aren't perfect, it's my style at this point, right? Oh, King Indian, what are you using language to make server programming? Yeah, Node.js is a great option. So is like Go, I've heard really good things. Golang, apparently that's pretty solid. PHP if you're feeling OG. You know, a lot of people hate on PHP, but I really have no problem with it. I know it has problems, and I know it's like got confused, like the syntax can lead to like all kinds of like annoying errors, but like, you know, I don't hate it. A lot of people hate it. I don't hate it. Instantly loses all viewers. Everyone's like, you like PHP? We're done here. Just kidding. I like it. But I don't like WordPress. That definitely needs to be rounded out a little bit more, so I'm going to go back and redraw that line in a minute here, but try and get it on the way back first. Ben Halverson, what on earth? That's amazing. Dude, I love the emojis on Twitch. They're so funny. Other platforms need to get on this level. Not into PHP. I hear good things from PHP hack from Facebook. Are we talking like a hackathon group, or did Facebook get hacked? Yeah, dude, fair enough. To each their own. And which Actually, I don't need to redo it totally that much. It's not completely awful. Something kind of a little more rounded though. Sort of like draws the exact same line. There. Yikes. Yikes. Fine. Be that way. I mean, I feel like that's the same arm I just drew over again, but, well, so be it. Yeah, something like that. It's fine. So let's zoom it on out and have a look at our guy. It definitely looks like he's got a deflated arm on that side, but you know what though? I know for a fact that when we start bending it around, it's just going to deflate even more. So let's just flesh it out a little bit bigger. Sort of around somewhere in there, erase some of this out. That's not the eraser. Something like that. Bigger triceps, whatever. Look at my delts. Hacklang.org. Ew, what is that? Programming productivity without breaking things. Neato. Looks cool. I'll check that out later. Add it to my favorites. That's a little bit less jank. Cool. So now I guess we can get on to actually highlighting body parts. Or let's give them a little bit more detail first, shall we? Let's do that. Detail in the sketch. So first of all, since it's Africa and it's hot, I feel like all of our vigilante hero folks are going to be wearing tank tops of some kind or another. So we can kind of draw something like that on him. That's a little bit, oh wow, delete the whole thing, why don't I? Something like that, which is pretty good. And it's gonna go out over his body a little bit and back down. Kind of will end up somewhere like that. Yeah. Stop drawing long. I gotta start drawing shorter lines. I gotta get in that habit, because then when you Control Z something, it's not a huge disaster. Don't worry, if he looks all crazy now and like just a million lines on lines on lines, it'll all make more sense when we start erasing lines and creating the final outline, the ink, if you will. And I think despite the fact that he works with dangerous kind of materials and stuff, I think it would be funny if he's wearing shorts. Something like that. And alright, cool. Let's start erasing some lines so this makes a little bit more sense. Zoom it in right to, no, that's too much, 150. That's even too much, just 100, then fine. Sure, that's perfect. Up the size on our eraser here. Okay, start tidying this bad boy up. And again, this is just the sketch layer, so nothing needs to be perfect. We are going to be drawing an outline over top of this once again. I know I need a smaller eraser, but I'll come back to that. See, look at it. It's already 11:07. I told you I was the slowest drawer in the world. I'd love to if we could get into coding a little bit of this guy tonight. Alrighty, let's finish this off real quick. Doesn't have to be perfect. Does that need to? Yes, that does need to be there. When we start doing games in the future, I want to do like a completely different art style. I think that'd be kind of cool for each game to have like its own unique art style. I don't know if I'm that qualified as an artist to actually be able to do that, but it'd be neat. It's a neat goal. Anyways. I do have to end roughly around midnight my time, and it is now 11:09. So we've got about an hour, a little more if we're close to something cool. I'm not just gonna leave you guys hanging. I ain't gonna do you like that. Okay, so now got a guy who has two kind of awkward looking arms, but good enough. And the other thing we need to remember is this is all still just graphics for our MVP version of the game, aka our minimum viable product, aka nothing has to be perfect. Even if the characters aren't drawn like to absolute perfection, it doesn't matter because we're probably going to go through and like redraw all the assets with like very hardcore precision and care later on. But for now, yeah, just having slightly sloppy characters is not a huge deal. But even still, I think that ain't half bad. So let's give him some facial features now, shall we? So first things first is he's going to have a killer beard. We're going to go like this. He's going to have like full-on developer beard. Like spiky and everything. No, that's too spiky. That's too... needs more volume. It's almost like a mane. a man with a mane. And let's downsize his the line here for a minute. Using space to jump, question mark, says Willie Ham IO. Negatory, good sir. Are you talking about the live demo? With the live demo, you push either W if you're using WSAD or up to jump. Or if you're on a touchscreen device, you hold down on the screen with one finger and then sort of swipe up or nudge up on the device, on the screen. Doi. But anyways, yeah, let's finish off our lion man. So I guess I should probably draw guides, but a little too late for that now, so whatever. And actually, it'll still be helpful, so let's do that. Yeah, roughly, yeah, something like that. And yeah, like I'm gonna erase them in like 1 second here anyways, but whatever. And his nose doesn't have to be perfectly centered. Maybe he broke it a few times. Who knows? We don't know this guy's backstory. So for your MVP, what will validate my idea? Asks Willie Ham IO. Which idea are you referring to? Did I just say I had an idea for something? I don't remember. I am constantly in a state of blissful forgetting everything I say. So, which idea are you referring to, Willie Ham IO? Should he have an eye patch? That's kind of a cool idea. I like that. Let's give him an eye patch. Oh, I guess we need to give him ears too. That would probably be helpful. So around here we will have, give him big ears. Yeah, sure. Oh, the project. You are making an MVP to validate your project. What will a successful MVP be to me? Okay, so a successful MVP of this game is sort of this kind of like lazy, not lazy, but sort of sloppy-ish graphics with one complete area on the map completed. So we want to have like a full area with like different maps built into it that you can go around between and move between all these different maps. And the country that, or the continent that we're doing the first area on is Africa. So I've been doing a little bit of research on Africa actually to figure out where exactly in Africa our game is going to be taking place. And so far I'm leaning towards like somewhere in Ethiopia might be cool. They've got a lot of like really beautiful scenery, and would be kind of neat to do something there. What do you like? Does an eye patch just run like right across your face when you have it? That can't be comfortable. Like, That just looks wrong. But, I mean, I guess. Oh, wait, no, hold on. We were going to give him goggles. Oh, wow. Delete the ear, why don't I? Yeah, great. Yeah, if you want to read more about the story of the game, good sir, William Ham IO, I have quite a detailed introduction to the story right here on the GitHub page. And for that, there is a link. So that's the story of the game. And basically, we just want all the game mechanics to be working, and we want to create all of the content for the Africa part of the game. That's what the MVP is for me, even though I haven't written that down explicitly anywhere, which I probably should do. Let's erase some stuff here so we can give him goggles. And also we can get rid of these lines in the process. I like this song. Cool. We'll check it out. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's super exciting for me when people are curious about the project and have questions, so thank you for your questions, good sir. So let's start with some kind of big circular robot eyes. He's looking real freaky now, but I'm gonna make it clear that these are goggles, not his actual eyes. I guess they would probably go together around the middle. And we can add a little bit of fine detail. We're not going to bother with too much of that on the sketch layer, but might as well just add a little bit just so we know what we're going for in the future here. Something like that, something like that, something like that. Bob Ross, I want to make you proud. Although I don't know that this is doing the greatest job of that, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And let's go back to our eraser and definitely not do it that big, but 20 might do nicely. So let's You know what, I was going to erase his neck and everything, but actually I think we're going to keep that so we can draw that on separate layers. Is this a React.js project, asks William Ham IO. Negatory, sir. This is a Phaser.js project. If you're unfamiliar with Phaser, it is a JavaScript game development framework, and it's open source, and it's fantastic. There's a link for that. That's what we're using, good sir, is Phaser.io. So, let's give him some crazy eyebrows since he's already got a crazy beard. He deserves crazy eyebrows as well. Now it needs, eyebrows need more spike. Cool. Looks alright to me. Not too shabby. Half decent sketch. Now we can move on to actually drawing out all the individual parts and starting to build our guy. Wowza, that's a little too high. We want 10. I want coffee. Tractor! Let's do this. You guys remember Trogdor? How awesome was that? Trogdor, the Burninator. So we're gonna do his head first. Or actually we need to rename that to head outline. Perfecto. Now let's get busy drawing his head, but outlining it and actually nicely. Okay, steady hand, here we go. Performing surgery, except not really. Oh, would help if we turn the opacity back up to 100. And now let's get at it. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be decent. We're going for decent level art right now. That's what the goal is, artistically. Don't really know what was happening there, but just keep at it. And that's fine, he's got kind of an odd shaped head, but no biggie. Give him the bands for his super engineer goggles. Okie dokie. Almost time to downsize to the smaller brush or smaller pen or whatever medium we're using here, or whatever digital tool. And let's zoom on in. Start doing the fine work. That fine work though. Okay, so I would love to do a game that just has like super messy art style, but on purpose. I like the idea of doing that. I think that will be a future game of mine for sure. More or less. More or less, more or less, more or less. Should we have a line there? I don't know. I think having a little gap would be cool for showing that his ears are all connected to everything else, but definitely having the line come down a little bit, up a little bit, not quite meeting in the center. Too much. About that's fine. Oh, I guess we need more details here too. Neato. We now have a nose. And let's give him his mouth too. Might as well. This is gonna be skinny too, no big deal. Let's make him a smiley face. He'll be a happy guy. So I dare say that is the outline of his head. And if we remove the sketch layer, that is what we're left with. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is his head. Moving on. Yeah, we're gonna have to start with his neck. So I guess the next chunk of person we're gonna draw, probably, I should have left some of those lines actually so I could see what I'm doing, but that's okay. We'll just go with our gut. So we'll say body outline. This is, we're making the famous banana shape. So zoom it in a little, maybe actually a little bit more. I like this being extra zoomed in. It makes my lines a little bit smoother, even though I'm so back and forth about whether or not I actually want smooth lines, but I think it would be good. So what we're gonna do for his neck, and this might look a little bit funny right now, is we're gonna have like this kind of like half circle oval thing at the top of his neck, and that's just because his head is always going to be sitting on top of it, but maybe we'll have his head rotating back and forth like doop 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 doop, kind of like that. Could be a neat little animation that we do. I mean, really, you're probably not going to see any of this because of his beard, but that is Karis, says Fubar question mark. I don't know, who's Karis? Is it, whoops, is it someone with striking similarity to this character I'm drawing? I'm just pulling this character right out of my bunghole, so, I mean, you know, hopefully I haven't drawn anyone like copyrighted or anything, but it happens. Because yeah, all the assets in this game are going to be Creative Commons or just sort of under part of the MIT license, maybe somehow lets us reuse them. So yeah, I want all of these assets to be freely reusable by any and all of y'all. Pope RS says, which Linux distro are you using? You're thinking of switching from Windows. Well, I would highly recommend it personally. I really love Linux and I am never going back to anything else. I've done all the major operating systems, Linux, Mac, and Windows, pretty extensively. And Linux is by a long way my favorite. This distribution is just stock Ubuntu version 18 with the Unity desktop environment, which is the one that it ships with. So it's literally just Ubuntu downloaded off the site, put on a USB stick, installed. That's all I did. I used to really like the Genome desktop environment, but I figured I'd give Unity a try because it's been a long time since I've used it. And I have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised that I like it now. It's pretty good. It's really good, actually. This is getting a little out of hand, but this is supposed to be going down too. I don't know what I'm drawing here, really. Yikes. This is what I'm telling you guys. Drawing the straight lines is where I really fall apart here. Let's try 200% zoom. Maybe this will help me out. Ooh, that does help out. Okay, so 200% zoom it is. Oh, what am I doing? I'm drawing an arm. Whoopsie daisy. This isn't part of the body. We're just drawing the body right now. That's what we should be drawing. Oh, that's a cool shortcut. If I hold control and move up and down with my pen, I can zoom in and out. That's neato. So round there. Round there. Can make him look a little bit less on the chubster side. A little more, a little leaner. Oh, let's see. Fubar sent a picture. And Popo RS says, all right, thanks. Oh, okay, well, we got a few pictures. Let's take a look here. Or we got something anyways. Oh, that link is really hard to copy in the chat. Hold on, I gotta make my chat bigger to, ooh, wow. I am resizing windows all over the place here. You guys can't see it, but it's a mess. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we're dealing with here. I swear, if this is a naked picture or something, I'm gonna be very, very disappointed, Fubar. Oh, it's not. Oh, this guy. Ew. I mean, yeah, a little bit. He's not wearing a hat. I guess he's kind of wearing glasses. He's got less bling than this guy. Yeah, okay, Karis. This is our lookalike. I see Fubar. Gotcha. Yeah, kinda. He does sort of look like him. I mean, I don't know. Well, whatever. We'll just keep working on him. Maybe this guy, maybe this Karis guy will see our game and be like, oh shit, I've got a game. Oh, I swore. See? That's what I'm talking about. It's really hard not to swear. But, I've got a game character in my honor. How cool. Hopefully that's what his reaction will be. Gonna bulk that out just a little bit more. Zoom it in. I like my new zoom in trick. That's cool. It's a little hard to control, but it works. That's more nubby. Basically, we're just drawing, Fubar says, XD, aka, oh, that's, one shoulder is way smaller than the other shoulder. That ain't gonna do it all. Let's back it up, back it up, back it up. Semi-flat. Actually, no, I want to zoom it out so I can see what I'm doing relative to the other shoulder. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Clean up our wonderful line work a little bit here. And we'll just draw in his tank top, and we'll be Gucci Mane. Not any association to the rapper or the brand is intentional and for comedic purposes only. Something like that. Let's just turn off his head for a minute so we can. That's not gonna do, but yeah. Something relatively like that, I guess. I don't know. One more try. There we go. That's what I'm going for. More like that. Boom. That's pretty close enough. Oh, Karis is a French rapper. Dude, sweet. I'm gonna listen to some of his music later then, because I'm gonna write that down, because I love rap music. Personally, Biggie Smalls is my favorite. Biggie Smalls and Kendrick Lamar is good. And, oh man, I don't know. Too many. I was never too huge on Tupac, but I have much respect for the man. Just personally, his music never jived with me super well, but do have respect for the man. And anyways, that is roughly his body shape. If you picture kind of like a mannequin body in the mall, that is sort of what we've drawn here. It's pretty lopsided and a little out of whack, but that's fine. It's okay. We will improve and optimize later on. But we will now draw in some arms. So let's zoom it on in. Kind of got like a claw hand, but whatever. Oh, I'm drawing this on the body. Shite, shoot, poop, S. All the S. All the S's and all the F's. Gotta restart. Herp to derp, didn't make a layer. Arm, left, outline. You listen to a lot of US rap, Fubar. Like Dirk, 69, Eminem, Drake, Akon. Yeah, man. I like Drake, I like Akon. Never heard of Lil Durk or 69. I'm actually, I know people are gonna like attack me for saying this in the street, but personally, I'm not huge on Eminem. Again, someone I have a lot of respect for, but I just don't like his voice in rap songs. That's all it is, man. It's nothing personal. Or I guess maybe that would be a little personal, but I hope he doesn't take it personally if he ever hears this. I'm sure he won't, but you know what I mean? I'm gonna start taking more drawing lessons after this. I really want to become a master of this tablet, but I find it difficult. It's just the straight lines. It's just the lines without lots of noise in them. Those are the ones I have a hard time drawing. If everything was sketchy and just like sketchy style, then I would have no problem here, but Okay, let's take away his body and his sketch and his head. Let's just see what we're left with. Oh, Ben Halverson, see ya. I'm off to do some coding yourself. Good luck, man. Well, thanks for tuning in and hanging out. Hope to see you around in a future stream. Good luck on your coding, man. Yeah, that looks fine. Now let's do the arm right outline. At the very least, I'd like to get this guy rigged and animated by the end of the night. That's my goal for tonight. That is my humble goal. Bad to call your own things humble, like referring to yourself as humble. Is that like bad? Probably, right? Because doesn't that kind of like mean that you're not that thing? I don't know. These are just the things I think about. Maybe the answer is just to go really slow. So I'm sure if I sped through a pencil sketch, it would also be kind of jagged and whatever. The whole thing. My eyes are hurting. Staring without blinking. That's good for you, right? Ben Halverson says thanks, and Fubar says, Battle of cats in your garden, oh dear. Don't cats just sound so scary when they're fighting? The first time I heard cats fighting at night, I genuinely thought that aliens were taking over my backyard. This was, of course, when I had a backyard. I now live in an apartment building where there is no such thing. There is a street on one side and a parking lot on the other. Somewhere around there, maybe. I don't know. This is quite a curve for his wrist, but I'm going to try not to think about it too much. Maybe straighten it out here a little bit. That ought to do. That ought to do for his right arm. Let's solo that. How do you do this? And there we go. That looks fine. A little weird, as is with everything else in this sketch, but it's okay. It's working out. We've almost got every body part. I don't really intend on animating his legs, so I'm just gonna draw legs as like one chunk, one layer. Both legs in the same one. Legs, shorts, the whole nine. drawing with like a slightly different approach here. Move my whole hand instead of bending my wrist. Oh, that works much better. Oh guys, I might have found a hack for using these things. Oh, buddy. Nice, this is way better. Something like that, something like that, something like that. Oh, dude, I think this is what I've been doing wrong. Oh, wait, we do have to connect all this, so let's turn off the left arm so we can connect all these dots. Ah, wait, that's not going to do us any good. That's pretty decent. Wait, what am I? Is that his shorts? Oh, no, I see. It's his leg. Getting confused by my own lines, overlapping lines, overlapping lines. Lines on lines on lines. Actually, this will go first. Where this kind of heel. And turn off his right arm. You know what it is? It's drawing lines, straight lines up and down. That's the really challenging part with this tablet, I'm finding. It's just keeping those lines straight when you go up and down. That's really the trickiest part. And we are going to connect the dots on his legs, because of course that line to that line's on its own thing too. That's its own layer, so we can turn that on and off by tweaking the body. So of course we should have the connecting line for the legs too. Now, anyways, that is looking ready, steady, ready to color to me. So we can turn off the sketch entirely and we can start coloring, or adding our color layers. So I'm going to save this guy just in case of disaster. So let's save it in, sure, why not? Games, no place like, source, assets. Or actually, it doesn't really need to be in assets because we don't, whatever. We can optimize all this stuff later. Let's call this engineer guy. Or engineer NPC, well, let's call him that. Or NPC engineer. Oh, we can't rename? What? Oh, fine. Engineer guy he is. But NPC engineer. Cool. And you know, of course, in the game, he's only going to be about, you know, that big. So a lot of these dodgy lines I'm doing aren't actually as dodgy looking in the end result. What are we listening to? Nivro. Let's pass on that one, I think. I just play these no copyright sound playlists because, like the name suggests, there is no copyright. So you're allowed to play them on your streams and stuff and not get in trouble. And also upload it to YouTube and it's fine. It's great. And the music's not half bad. I like EDM as well, and this is pretty half decent EDM, so I like it. It's good. There's actually a lot of songs on here I really like, so it's good. Okay, so let's start with coloring his head. So underneath the head layer, we're gonna say head color with a U because that is how it is properly spelled in English. Sorry, America. 150. So first of all, his beard is going to be he's going to be a younger chap. So he's going to have just like a more of a brown colored beard than a really what am I trying to say? A white beard. He's not an old guy, so he's got more of a brown beard. Saturated out a little bit. Maybe a little bit of a saturated brown, but brown all the same. But like a really dark brown, because he will be of African descent, and so therefore he has quite dark hair. Unlike our main character who has bleach blonde hair. Oh yeah. But he obviously bleached it himself because he feels hardcore. That might actually be too dark now that I'm looking at it. Let's up that a little bit. Let's hide his body, so we're just focusing on the beard. So we just got to create an edge of the color, and then we can... You know what? I want to try doing this a new way, actually. That's like a painstaking way of coloring things, so I want to see if we can't do something a little bit more clever than that. But no, it really, nah. That's the only way I know how to do it. Sorry, y'all. This is, we're gonna be in for coloring time. Oops. But yo, if anyone knows a better way of coloring this stuff, do shout it out, because I would like to get better with GIMP and not have to be a total noob and just like color everything like this. But I mean, my methods may not be perfect, but they work. Like, that song wasn't half bad. I liked that. This is feeling decidedly, what's that band that had that one really popular song? I know that describes a lot of bands, but, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. I never know what I'm talking about. I like just talking out of my A lot of the time. There we go. So now we have full liberty to go kaboom and fill in that and that little bit right there. And now he has a bushy brown beard. We will give his eyebrows similar treatment. Cool. Now he has brown eyebrows. So now, I guess next up, let's do his skin, which I'm thinking is going to be also dark brown, but kind of maybe a different, might do actually. A little darker. How's that? You know what? I'm going to, for reference, open up our existing character, our MC Africa. And just jack his skin color, but modify it a little bit from there. So we'll start from here, and we'll go, I want this guy to have a little bit darker skin, so we'll say like maybe that. Let's see what this looks like. Maybe even more. Yeah. There we go. Oops. Ah, I did so big. Oh, that was all one line. Wow. Small lines, small lines. Gotta keep ingraining that in myself. Small lines, so then Control Z doesn't end up being a disaster. Like that. Okey-dokey. I wonder if we just dump it in here like this, would that work? Let's try it. Oh, not bad, actually. That was pretty good. Just got a little bit of pixelation around the eyebrow here. We can fix that up. Beauty. So, let's give him his mouth, lips area, some skin color. And Eric, cool. Now we'll color his goggles more of a silvery, dark kind of. Well, actually, this gray is not bad. A little lighter though. And I'm gonna do alternating shades on each like little part of his thingamajig here. So white here. Then down the size of that to like 6. 1. Another. And probably like that one there. They actually erase that line on there. Yeah, that's decent. Something like that. Give him a white eyeball on this part too, or a lens or whatever. And we'll make this a little darker, so like maybe around there. Get a bit of a red tinge as well. Actually, that's a little too near his skin color, so let's hue. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, like a Hard, yeah, there we go. Proper red. There we go. Still, yeah, let's just make it another gray. It doesn't have to be red. There we go. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Whew. Ooh, it is officially midnight. But, like I said, I would like to get this guy rigged and at least rigged in like an idle animation or something. Cool, I like him. It's got like disco crazy eyes. Oh, excuse me, viewers. Just have to crack every bone in my body. Alright, so that is the head color done, skis, and that's probably the most complicated thing we're going to have to color on this entire guy. So let's do the body next. Can hide the arms for now, hide the legs, hide the head, and just focus on coloring the body. Body color. And we'll up this back to not that, 10. Nice try. Color in his nub shoulder. Oh, maybe we should have given this guy like a robot arm. That would be pretty rad. Oh, whatever, too late now. Ah, shite. I mean S. I mean, oops. I mean, doo-doo. Okay, nub, complete. Neck, sort of nub, again. In. Mix that up. Arm nub number 2, shoulder nub, whatever. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now what color should his tank top be? I'm just thinking a white tank top looks good. Classic. I'm gonna color it just a very, very slight gray just so I can see the difference in what I'm doing. Or, you know what, better yet, whatever, this is fine. We'll just do this. 200. Yeah, even then I can't really see what I'm doing, but somewhat. Also, one of the characters in this game needs to have a pet bird. Needs to have a pet bird. This is critical. Kaboom! Now we can go kaboom! And there's a little bit of white over here that I can spot. But other than that, we're not going to be able to spot any of the little white marks that remain on his very, very slightly gray shirt. Well, that ought to do just dandy. So let's put his head back on and see what this looks like. Oh, I guess we got to actually do the layering properly now. So, okay. So head outline has to go above the body, like that. There we go. We've got more of our mannequin creation person. Next, let's do an arm, shall we? So we'll just turn everything off, focus on the left arm. What did I call it before? Arm left, yeah. Hello. Layer that behind the outline and go full ham. Was this his skin color? Let's just confirm that. Yes. Kind of a stumpy thumb on this side, but that's okay. Perhaps he chopped the end off of it by accident when in one of his engineering creation things. Used a tool wrong and disaster. Oui, excusez-moi. And kaboom! Line connected, dump tool engage, dump, 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 dump. Oh, but yeah, this is another weird oddity of the dump tool, is it seems to pixelate the edge when you, not that this is really gonna matter, but still, I like it to be nice and rounded and soft, so not hard pixels here. Don't know what that's all about, don't know why it does that, but it does. God, I'm just making it bigger and bigger. Let's just put his body back in place just to make sure we're not going too far over anything. I might erase that down a little bit. Oh, that was close. I just cut into it a little bit at the last second there. Oh, no. There we go. Sorry, I just, my friend's was gonna wanna be coming over pretty soon. Just got to reply to a text real quick. I promise I will be really quick. My friend might be joining us tonight. He is my friend / also neighbor, so just so happens he lives next to me. Cool, so body color. That looks like an body with an arm and stub. You know, I honestly, half of me really wants to like make him have a stub instead of an arm, but at the same time it's like, if he has like one arm, he's gonna have a lot harder of a time making all the gadgets and stuff that he creates, the guns and whatnot. Switch off the body again. That other arm doesn't really matter, so leave that. I'll say arm right color. Start at the bottom this time. Started from the bottom, now we're here. I'm actually not a big fan of that song. Oops, that's an eraser. We'll make the goal for next stream coding his logic. We're also going to need to have a dialogue system pretty soon now that I think about it. Although I would love if I could source voice actors, I would absolutely love to like have voiceovers for all this dialogues in the game and just do like a really simple subtitle system, kind of like you see in Skyrim or the like. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. The shoulder bone connects to the arm bone. Right there. Cool. Oh dear. Cool. We've got arms. We have a head. And don't move things around. And we have a body, complete with color. Nice. Brilliant. So now, we've got all that. We just have to do his legs, and we are done skis. And his legs, of course, are like layered on top when really they should be way down here, but no problem. That's an easy thing to fix. There we go. Oh, and look at that. It already looks better. So, now I'm thinking his shorts could just be like, you know what? Actually, I want to do a little pattern for his shorts. I want to give him like flame shorts or something funny. Just something really like derpy, like kind of like just like a bathing suit, you know? That'd be funny. Oh, like a floral bathing suit. That's what we're gonna give him. So let's just make it blue to start off with. Hide his body so we can see the whole thing. Actually hide the arms too, because they are blocking us in a couple of spots. And hide. And now we need a new layer, of course, for our color. So new layer, legs, color. Drop that on down underneath the outline, and oh, we missed a spot on our outline. How dare we? Let's fix that up before we color it. That's not black. That's black. There we go. Legs outline is looking good, looking good. And legs color, here we go. Time to give him his sort of... How do we lose all of our past colors? That's so weird. Wacky. Something kind of along these lines, like that. That'll do. And zoom it in a little more. And let's go full ham. Alrighty, that's looking good to dump. Dump it to crumpet. Watch that be a trademark term. Boom. There we go. Now let's get a slightly darker shade of this blue going. Yoink, something like that. And this can be the inside of his shorts on these edges. That's good. Bring it on over to the other one. And that's looking good too. Now, just his legs, and we're pretty much donezo on this guy. We can finally rig him up. Rig him up, rig him up. Oh man, too many shades of brown. Don't remember which is his skin color. So let's go up to his head. Whoop. This is great. He's like so zen. He's just a pair of legs with a floating head. He's so zen. He's just legs and a head. Alright, so yeah, let's just steal that. That's not what I want. Oh, because we're on the wrong layer. That's what I want. There we go. Okie dokie. Let's go for gold. Any of you guys watch Harry Potter recently? I've just been rewatching them, and I want to reread the books too, but I'm reading something else right now, so I'll do that some other time. But man, I forgot so much about the last one. Holy. So many people die. And I mean, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but if you haven't seen it in 2019, that's your own fault. So, freaking Hedwig dies. I can't believe that. That blew me away. I was like, uncool, J.K. Rowling. Kill off pets. That's just sad. Okay, we don't need to actually outline that. Booyah. Dump it to Crumpet. And just like that, we now have a complete character. He's a little messy, he's got some rough edges, but you know what? Such is life. That arm, though, is bothering me a little bit. I'm just gonna, okay, stand by. I am just gonna tweak this arm a little bit, because he's got some sort of weird shrinkage going on here. Let's just see if we can't do a slightly better job of this outline. Oops. We want our right outline. There we go. Let's zoom it in hella here. Let's go right up to 400. No, that's too much. 300. That's probably fine. Once again, foiled by my own lack of not pressing, doing small lines, but alas. Kind of clean this line up, work up a little bit. See what this looks like. I'm thinking this is still going to look a little weird, but probably a little better. It's a little better. It's definitely bigger than the left side now, but minor details. Again, maybe he had some injury and now he's got a slightly squashed one arm. It's fine. I'm sure it happens. He is, after all, an inventor. Exposes himself to the dangers of creating new things. Much like us programmers, except really the dangers of being a programmer are about, like, I would say electrical shock, but even that is, like, probably not. Song's kind of cool. Boom, there we go. Okay, zoom it on out. I'm not going to do any more tweaking. That is effectively our first NPC for No Place Like. Our first human NPC. So, party time. Definitely save him. Not that. Save this. Ooh, look at that save time. Alright, cool. So now, let's start exporting him bit by bit into Synfig. So I guess, actually, before we do that, let's, well, nah, that's fine. Let's just export him bit by bit. I was gonna, like, care about the size of the image, but yeah, it's fine. It'll do. So, first things first, let's hide legs, hide body, leave head, hide arm, hide the other arm. And the reason we're exporting each piece of him individually like this will become clear shortly. We want to do every single piece by itself so that we can manipulate each one as a separate layer on our when we start applying armature to things. So, for example, the bones that bend his arm aren't gonna bend his shoulder and his body. They're just gonna bend his arm. It will, if that doesn't make sense, you will see a visual aid of it shortly. So, yeah. NPC, what was this? I already forgot. Body. Okay. export as NPC engineered body. And let's do his legs next. It looks really cool when you or sort of cool. Some things look weird, but some things look cool when you just show the color layer without the outline. It looks kind of neat sometimes, but other times it looks super weird. Okie dokie, export that. And we've got body, we've got head, we've got legs. We now need the arms. So let's do the left first. Arm left. And arm right. Kaboom! We now have every piece of our guy exported, and I can get rid of my drawing tablet because the rest of this I'm going to do with the mouse and keyboard. Wonderar. What? No, we do want to save that. Well, let's just show everything again and then save it. And just for a kind of cool example, that's what we started with. That was our guy at the beginning, our sketch. And now we have this gentleman. Neato. His foot is looking a little small, but I'm not going to nitpick anymore. We have a guy. And again, he's going to be so zoomed out in the actual... Oh, I just opened GIMP again. What am I doing? What on earth am I doing with my life? But yes. I've totally lost my train of thought. But anyways, synfig time. So here we go. We will say import. Not stream GIFs. We want home, games, no place like, source, assets, images, sprites, engineer guy, and let's import his legs first. Where are they? That's odd. Where did they go? Oh damn, it's too huge. Oh, I guess we can... Well, actually, you know what? We'll import everything first. So we've got legs, we need body, we need head. Oh, this is so much smoother now that I have 8 gigs of RAM instead of 4. This is amazing. Head, body, legs, we want the left arm, and we want the right arm. So now that we've got all of those things, we can group him into one dude group, and select that group, not to rename it, just to select it, and we can scale him on down, bring him on down to our level. Here we go. Boom, now we have a scaled down version of our gentleman. We are kind of losing a fair bit of detail on him, but I'm gonna just make him a little bit bigger than that because I don't want to lose that much detail, that much deets. Something like, it's even a little bit too big, but we'll just go slightly smaller than that, like there perhaps. Good. So now we can get to business. So we've already got everything named, which is actually really hunky-dory. And next step is everyone has its own folder. Perfect. So, you know what? We'll still put it in a group, its own group. We'll call this. So we'll start with the arm right. For some reason, Control A doesn't work in this program. Arm right. It's really Karis. Dude, I mean, I hope he sees it and like retweets it or something. That'd be sweet. I'll tweet an image at him. I'll tweet a sprite at him and be like, Karis lookalike in our game? Who knows? Not gonna be concerned with the, can I hide this panel for now? Whatever. Okay, so now the fun begins. Now we get to create a skeleton for this gentleman. So we'll say new layer, distortions, skeleton deformation. Everything goes to shit, to S. Damn it, see? Not swearing is impossible. So hide it for now, but we get to reposition this bad boy, and we'll start it in his shoulder. We'll start the bone, or I guess this is the start of the bone. Yeah, okay, the green is the start of the bone, and then, yeah, right, okay, I remember things now. So we create a bone to there, and from here we'll say create bone child, and move the bone down to about his wrist, and now one more, or create bone child here to the tip of his hand, roughly, more or less, and we'll create another bone child from that same point, but this one to his thumb, kinda, somewhat, sort of. It's rough, it doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, good night, JL. Have a good one, man. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you around next time or anytime in the future. It's been a blast. Cheers, dude. Also, Fubar, that emoji's great. So now we also need to set the influence area of this entire thing, which we want to be from about out there roughly to about somewhere like, yeah, that area is probably the maximum range of motion for his arm. We're gonna turn on the toggle handles, and we're gonna start dragging out the distortion influence area of each node or joint in our bone. So we want that to influence the whole thing. We want the wrist to just be about there. To be honest, I still have a hard time fully understanding these influence areas. Like, tweaking them doesn't seem to do a huge amount of difference, but still, the tutorial I watched told me do it like this. So now we have this crazy looking thing, and ready, we can apply that. Squishes everything, but don't fret. Oh, actually that has to go in. Oh dear. Did we just mess up everything? Oh, yes we did. Should go in the arm. There we go, there we go. And then we can go right click on this, reset pose, and now we can have a little fun with this gentleman. Ready for this? Okay, so if we want him to bend his arm and do a little flex for us, we can rotate this bad boy like that, and his arm gets a little squished, so maybe we won't go quite that far, but about there is fine. And again, it's not perfect, but it's something, and it's a guy we can now mess around with, and you know, we can play with this and do whatever we need to do. So yeah, we've got some armature on his right arm now rigged up. It's not perfect. It has a tendency to kind of shrink the arm, I find, which is a little weird, and I've been trying to figure out a way to like get around that, but I am a noob at synfig, much like other things. So, because really, if you think about it, if he bent his arm from, like, let's say here, not there. Oops, oh man. Let's just say he bent his arm from, or we can reset the pose. That's what we'll do. Reset the pose. So he starts here, straight arm, bends it to about here. In reality, his bicep would probably get like a little like fatter at the bottom, right? Because like more of it's being pushed into itself. But like in this, it kind of like sucks in. So it looks a little weird, but it's okay. Again, it's going to be a zoomed out to about here in the actual game. So I mean, you know, you can still sort of see, but like the point is, it's a arm that we can now animate super duper easily, and that's really the beauty of this skeleton deformation stuff. So just gonna, wowza, why is that going down? Oh my lord. Reset pose. Also, that reset pose function is the most useful thing in the world. So we'll do the same with the left arm. Group layer. Arm left. Move his head right up to the top. And let's go ahead and start. Well, we'll add his distortion, skeleton deformation, but we want that inside the left arm. And we'll hide it for now while we set everything up. And again, so the total in the whole influence area is going to be this full range of motion from like up here and way out here to like something like that, roughly, more or less. Good. Now we can move the start position to about the middle of his shoulder and stretch out this bone to his elbow. Create a bone child. Stretch it out to about here. Maybe just slightly like that, a little more straight. In theory, his arm's straight-ish at this point. Start about there, create bone child for his hand. Beside You by Ramses B. Kind of a good song. I like it. I'm just a sucker for drum and bass. Any drum and bass, any decent drum and bass song is just the bee's knees for me. Alrighty, let me check what my buddy's saying. He said, hey, you done now. Sorry guys, stand by. Not quite, almost. Okay, so I think we're not gonna get like a full animation just yet on this guy, but you get the idea. This is what the armature rigging does. So basically, let's just create those, make those handles to make the distortion influence area, or whatever the F these circles are doing. But I am gonna wrap it up shortly here after finishing this, his his left arm. So we can now apply that and reset the pose, switch off those, and try bending it. Boom, look at that. We now have another arm that we can bend. Perfecto. I mean, not perfecto, but good enough-o. Good enough-do. Alright, so reset that pose, and yeah. So anyways, you get the idea of what we're doing here. I'm gonna finish this off in tomorrow night's stream. It'll be nice to start with some casual, chill, like animation instead of diving straight into code. And not that I don't like code, I love code. But yes, so I'm gonna start shutting down now. So for all of you who joined us tonight, thank you very much. I had a great time and I hope you did as well. Remember, if you enjoyed what you saw, to follow here on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and I'm all over every other social media on the face of the earth, basically, because that's just what you have to do to get things done nowadays, apparently. And yeah, anyways, so feel free to find me anywhere. I'm at SericDen in basically everywhere except for YouTube, because YouTube doesn't let you have a username until you're like a baller. And so anyways, I haven't got that sorted out yet, but yes, and thank you all. I'm going to now play the little outro screen for a little bit, just so I can add ending thing on the YouTube video when I re-upload this. And yeah, have a great night, everybody.